Now this is good up to that if there is a single electron in an atom, but any atom will have so many electrons. Okay, that depends on the nature of the atom. The number of electrons will go on increasing or decreasing. Right. Now if there exist two electrons, what will happen? Now the question will be that whether the other electron is in the same orbit or not. If it is in the other orbit, then there is a different picture, but if it is in the same orbit and the capacity of this orbit is 2, that it can accommodate only 2 electrons in this orbit, then what will happen? If this electron is moving in the clockwise direction, the other electron will move into the anti-clockwise direction. So this electron moving in the clockwise direction, it will produce orbital magnetic moment pointing into the downward direction, but the other electron moving into the clockwise direction, okay, it will generate the magnetic moment pointing into the opposite direction. Because both the electrons are moving in exactly opposite direction, whatever orbital moment will be produced by these electrons, these two orbital moments will be exactly in the opposite direction. Okay, and if they are in the opposite direction, they will cancel each other because the magnitude would be same, because both the electrons are revolving in the same orbit. The magnitude of the orbital magnetic moment generated by these two electrons will be same and opposite, and therefore these two mu L1 is equal to mu L2, and both will be cancelled out. So there will be no net magnetic field, or there will be no net magnetic moment generated because of the orbital motion of the electron. And since there are the two electrons, what will be about spin? Because this electron will be having 1 mu s, this electron will also be having spin magnetic moment, right? But we know that in an orbit the two electrons cannot have same set of 4 quantum numbers. Okay, it means that if one of the electron is spinning in upward direction, another electron must be spinning in the downward direction. Okay, if one electron is having spin up, another electron must be having spin down. So therefore whatever magnetic moment generated by this electron, the direction of magnetic moment will be opposite to the magnetic moment generated by another electron, and they will be in the opposite direction. Okay, so they will be of the same magnitude and they will be of opposite direction, and therefore this mu s1 and mu s2, these two will be exactly equal and in opposite direction. Therefore the resultant magnetic field will be 0. This mu s1 will be equal to mu s2, and since their direction is exactly equal and opposite, since their direction is exactly opposite, they will cancel out. So you see, if there is one electron, there is a resultant magnetic moment, but if there are two electrons in a single shell, then again the resultant magnetic moment will be 0. The resultant magnetic moment will be 0. Now you see, this will be the case, this will be case of one electron or the two electron. Okay, now if there are so many electrons, we have to find out what is the resultant. Okay, means what? Initially, at the first step, if we want to really understand why a particular material is behaving like a magnet, then we have to dig that particular material and we have to reach up to the atomic level, and we have to find out how many electrons are there. Okay, now if there is only one electron, means even if there are so many electrons, we need to find out the magnetic moment generated by each individual electron, because each individual electron is performing orbital motion also and they are performing spinning motion also. So we have to find out magnetic moment generated by orbital motion and spin motion of the each electron. Then we have to add vectorially all the magnetic moments generated by all the electrons. Okay, all the magnetic moments generated by all the electrons, and then we have to find out what is the resultant of magnetic moment generated by all the electrons. That resultant magnetic moment generated by all the electrons in an atom will be the resultant magnetic moment, will be a resultant magnetic moment of an atom. It will be resultant magnetic moment of an atom. So we have considered the atom, and then we have found out what is the resultant magnetic moment of the atom. Now any material will not consist of only single atom, it will be consisting of large number of atoms. So this will be the magnetic moment of one atom, Then what is the magnetic moment of the other atom, that we need to find out. What is the magnetic moment of the other atom, that we need to find out. Once we found out magnetic moments of all the atom, and remember that all these magnetic moments are again a vector quantity, so we have to add all these magnetic moments vectorially, and then only we can find out what is the resultant magnetic moment of that particular substance, of that particular material, right? So in this way we can find out what is the magnetic properties of that particular material, of any particular material. Okay, now again come to this, that I have told you that initially we had only considered there is a one electron, so there was some resultant magnetic moment of this atom. Okay, but if there are two electrons and they are situated in the same orbit, then the resultant magnetic moment because of these two electrons will be zero. Okay, so there exist some materials, okay, for which the electronic orbits are completely filled. Okay, so there exist materials for which all the electrons in an orbit are completely filled, or all the atomic orbits are filled with the electrons. In such a case, for such a atoms for which all the energy levels are filled with the electrons, such a atoms will behave, means such a atom will have no net magnetic moment. Such atoms will have no net magnetic moments. No net magnetic moments. So if the net magnetic moments generated by all the electrons in an atom is zero, such a materials are called as diamagnetic materials. Such a material are called as diamagnetic materials. Okay, so this is one thing. Now sometimes what may happen, that okay, some energy levels are completely filled. So if some energy levels are completely filled, some orbits are completely filled, it means that the net magnetic moment generated by these completely filled orbits will be zero. But any other orbit may have one electron, may have three electron or two electrons. Sometimes they may be located in some different energy levels. So if there are some unpaired electrons in the outermost orbit, unpaired electrons in the outermost orbits, okay, for such a case there may be net magnetic moment of an atom. There may be some net magnetic moment of the atom, because the magnetic moment of an atom because of the other electrons has not been completely cancelled out. Okay, so there will be some net magnetic moment of an atom because of the presence of some unpaired electrons in the outermost orbit. Okay, but their magnetic moment is quite weak. Okay, there will be the net magnetic moment, but the magnitude is quite weak. And suppose this is the net magnetic moment of one atom, but any material will be having so many magnetic moments. So many magnetic moment means any material will be having so many atoms, and each atom is having some kind of magnetic moment. Every atom is having some kind of magnetic moment. So the resultant of all the atoms, of the material may be having some magnetic moment. But for now what we have to understand, you see, we have understood this diamagnetic materials. Diamagnetic materials are those, or diamagnetic atoms are those for which the net magnetic moment of that particular atom is zero. Okay, but there may exist some of the atoms for which because of the unpaired electrons there may be some magnetic moment. So this atom will be having some magnetic moment, but the direction of this magnetic moment may be in this direction. Okay, there will be some other atom, it is also having some unpaired electron and it will also have some magnetic moment, but the direction of its magnetic moment may be somewhere else. Okay, it is not necessary that all the atoms should have the magnetic moment in the same direction. Because of the different orientations of the atoms, other atom may have the magnetic moment pointing in some other direction. Okay, it may have other atom may be there, it will be pointing the magnetic moment into some other direction. So if you add vectorially all the magnetic moments of all the atoms, you will find that the net magnetic moment produced by all the atoms, the net magnetic moments produced by all the atom is not zero. It is having some positive value. Okay, so if there exists some positive value of the net magnetic moment, but remember that at room temperature what will happen, there will be the absorption by the temperature will provide some kind of energy to this atom, and because of that all the atoms are in the vibrating state. This is called as a thermal agitation. this is called as a thermal agitation. So even if principally if you add all the magnetic moment vectors, you will get the non-zero value, but because of the temperature there will be the thermal vibration of atoms, and because of the thermal vibration of the atoms, these atomic dipole moments, these magnetic dipole moments will also be vibrating, and it happens that if you add all these magnetic moments, it will come out to be zero. It will come out to be zero. It will come out to be zero. But even if its value is zero, when such a material is kept in the external magnetic field, when such a material, means this is the material, because of the thermal agitation it is found that its magnetic moment, value of the magnetic moment is exactly equal to zero. But if this material is kept in the external magnetic field, if this material is kept in the external magnetic field, and suppose this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the direction of magnetic field, then what will happen? See, all these atoms, this material is made up with the help of atoms, okay, and all these atoms are having magnetic moment. They are having magnetic moment, but it is happening that because of the thermal agitation, its value, its total value is zero, but initially they are having some magnetic moment. So when such a material is placed in the external magnetic field, so because external magnetic field will exert some kind of force onto every atomic magnets, what will happen? These atomic magnets will tend to align. These atomic magnets will tend to align in the direction of external magnetic field. Okay, this magnetic moment, all the atomic magnetic moments will try to tend to align into the direction of external magnetic field. So when this happen, this material will act as a weak magnet. This material will act as a weak magnet. Okay, means whatever magnetic moments generated by this particular phenomena, because of the application of external magnetic field, this material is acquiring some kind of external, this material is acquiring some kind of resultant magnetic moment, and the resultant magnetic moment in this case is not equal to zero. Such a materials are called as paramagnetic materials. Paramagnetic materials. Okay, so there is a diamagnetic materials. Okay, diamagnetic materials are those for which the resultant atomic magnetic moment is exactly equal to zero. Okay, so such a materials will be called as a diamagnetic materials. There are other materials for which the resultant magnetic moment is not equal to zero, but because of the thermal agitation it appears that the resultant is zero. But still, if we keep this particular material into the external magnetic field, then it will show that the resultant of all the atomic magnets is not exactly equal to zero. It is having some kind of small positive value. So such a materials are called as a paramagnetic materials. Okay, and there exists some other type of materials also. There exists some other type of materials also whose atom consists of large number of unpaired electrons. Okay, only the occurrence of unpaired electrons is not the criteria, but for simplicity we will assume that there exist the materials whose atoms are having large number of unpaired electrons, and because the atom is having large number of unpaired electrons, this atom will possess resultant magnetic moment, strong resultant magnetic moment. It will possess strong resultant magnetic moment. For example, the atoms of iron, okay, it will have, each individual atom will have strong resultant magnetic moment. Okay, and the material is composed of so many atoms, right? So this atom is having strong resultant magnetic moment, this atom will be having strong resultant magnetic moment. So every atom will be having strong resultant magnetic moment. Okay, and vector addition of all these, it is again, it will be true that the vector atomic magnetic moment vector of all the atoms will not be in the same direction. Okay, but most of them will be aligned into the same direction. Most of them will be aligned into the same direction, and some of them will be aligned into the other direction. So even if, means after addition, after vector addition of all these magnetic moment vectors, you will find that such a material is having large magnetic moment, large magnetic moment. such a materials is having large magnetic moment even in the absence of external magnetic field. Even in the absence of external magnetic field means what? Even the thermal agitation cannot break this alignment, Such a materials are called as ferromagnetic materials. Such a materials are called as a ferromagnetic materials. And when such a ferromagnetic materials is kept into the external magnetic field, initially itself they are having aligned magnetic moments, and when they are kept into the external magnetic field, it happens that all the magnetic moments of all the atoms, they are aligned into the field direction, into the external field direction, and the material now has become very strong magnet, and even if you remove the external magnetic field now, then this dipole moment orientation does not change, and material remains as a permanent magnet. So whatever permanent magnet we see in our daily life, these permanent magnets are made with the help of ferromagnetic materials. These permanent magnets are nothing but the ferromagnetic materials. Okay, what will happen if I remove the external magnetic field into the paramagnetic material? Means paramagnetic materials are those which act as a weak magnet in the presence of external magnetic field. Okay, if you remove the external magnetic field, then what will happen? Then again, because of the thermal agitation, the dipole moments of the magnet, okay, will be again randomly oriented, and the resultant would be zero. So in the absence of external magnetic field, you can say that this paramagnetic substance becomes diamagnetic. This paramagnetic substance behaves as a diamagnetic. Okay, means its the magnetic moment, resultant magnetic moment would be zero. Now what will happen if I keep this diamagnetic material into the external magnetic field? For the paramagnetic and ferromagnetic, I have seen, if I keep paramagnetic material into the external magnetic field, it will weakly magnetize, or it will show weak response to the magnetic field. If I keep ferromagnetic material into the external magnetic field, then it becomes strongly magnetized. It shows very strong response to the external magnetic field, and even if I remove the external magnetic field, then also the magnetic properties will be retained by that particular material, and that material will act as a permanent magnet. What about diamagnetic materials? If I keep diamagnetic material into the external magnetic field, then it is found that this diamagnetic material will generate the magnetic field, okay, in presence of external magnetic field, but in a direction, it will generate the magnetic field, very weak magnetic field, but it will be generated in the direction which is opposite to the external magnetic field, So diamagnetic materials are very, very different, and remember that all the materials surrounding us, they are diamagnetic. Diamagnetism is the intrinsic property of all the materials. Okay, at the same time material may be paramagnetic also, means all the paramagnetic materials can act as a diamagnetic, okay, but they are having paramagnetic nature because of some other thing. Okay, so diamagnetism is intrinsic property of all the materials. Okay, diamagnetism will be exhibited by all the materials. Okay, so this is very special thing, that if you keep the diamagnetic material inside the external magnetic field, it will be weakly magnetized, but the direction of that magnetization will be opposite to the external magnetic field. Okay, so this is about the introductory part.